Hello and welcome. This is class number 43 of the UPSC Mains Answer Writing Initiative, where we are trying to simplify mains answer writing for all of you. This is the 43rd consecutive day that we are here at 7 p.m. to analyze the previous year question and also give you homework about it to try and see if you are able to write these answers or not. Till now, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do hit the subscribe button. You can also join the Telegram channel to get all the PDFs of the lectures that we do here. The link of the Telegram channel also is posted in the description of the video. Before we begin, again reminding you, after prelims examination, I'll be launching a mastering UPSC Mains Answer Writing program. This is not just a test series. This is more of a hand-holding program where I will be individually mentoring you about how to write answers. This will include weekly targets, weekly tests, and one-on-one discussion with you and me. We'll discuss how your progress has been so that you can actually make sure that all the different types of questions can be handled in the UPSC Mains exam. To get any more information or doubts or how to register for this is the number and the email ID where you can contact me personally. Now let's see what do we have at our hands today. As I tell you in every single class when we begin, if you are new here, if you don't know, if you have no idea how to write an answer, if this is your first class of this kind, I would highly recommend you to go to class number 1 of this series. I am giving the link of the entire playlist in the description. Go to that, go to class number 1, where I have discussed about the structure of the answer, how to write the intro, what to write there, how to write the main body, the conclusion. All these things are discussed in class number 1. Do see that. The link again of the entire playlist is in the description of the video. Once you're done with that, let's see what question are we trying to answer today. Today again we have taken up a question from 2022 paper from GS1. Examine the potential of wind energy in India and explain the reasons for their limited spatial spread. Question is straightforward. It's mainly on the wind energy. Now, if you look at the past few years, the government's focus on renewable energy has increased. Some years it's wind energy, some years it's solar, now it's green hydrogen where the government has been focusing on. So these questions are not unexpected. And when you know that these are common themes on which a lot of discussions are held, you should be prepared with data points about these particular topics. And that is why you should have data about wind energy production in India, about India's potential and those kind of things. They should not surprise you, because this kind of a question, to write this answer without knowing about data will be difficult. You can write about reasons why it is limited, because it is dependent upon the place, it has a lot of infrastructure issues, etc. But if you don't have data about, let's say, how much production of wind energy is done in India, what is its share in India's total energy production, that will not be a very impressive answer. So whenever you see topics in the news and renewable energy, you have to gather data about it and try and make sure that you remember it. So we'll start here by talking about a fact about wind energy. Couple of facts here. First, India has the world's 4th largest wind power capacity due to high onshore potential. Also, about 70% is concentrated in a few states, means it has a limited spatial spread. Means most of India, it might seem like a very big country, but most of India does not have any wind power generation. It's only in few states, let's say Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, where most of this wind energy production is concentrated, while others are still far away from it. So there's a limited spatial spread of wind energy projects. This is how we'll write the introduction. Again, I have said multiple times, introduction ideally is a definition or a fact, depending upon what kind of a question is. In this question, you can't define what is wind energy. You can just write a fact about that. Now, couple of things have been asked. First, the potential of the wind energy in India. Potential as in how much can we produce if we put all our efforts. And the second part is the limited spatial spread. That is, why is it limited to a few parts? So first, in the potential part, you have to write some numbers. The total potential that we have is 60 gigawatts. It might go up because over time the old wind power stations that have very low capacity are replaced with turbines, wind turbines which have a higher capacity. There are unexplored areas as well, which is in the ocean. So most of our wind energy plants are not in the water bodies. In the water bodies also, because of the flow of breeze, there is a lot of potential of wind energy. Countries such as UK, France, for example, have invested a lot of money in wind energy, where they have set up these huge plants in the sea. Across the world, exploration in this area is still at the early stage. In eastern part, because there are a lot of cyclones, we have to be very, very careful. You can't really have infrastructure that can hurt other people in times of cyclone, etc. Because India is bestowed with a very long coastline, we have an opportunity to make use of it and exploit it, or explore it rather, for wind energy production. It has been found by National Institute of Wind Energy that western states have much larger potential in terms of stable, speedy and steady wind flow. As I told you, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat are the prominent states where wind energy production is high in India. So again, when you are asked about the potential, that does not mean what are you producing right now. In the potential part, if you write about how much are we producing right now, that does not make sense. Potential of wind energy means in the future, how much more can we do? Where are the other areas that we have still not explored? What are the other areas where you can actually come up and make a dent? That is the concept of potential. Second part of the question was the reasons for limited spatial spread. Means why is it restricted and concentrated only at a few places? What are the reasons? Wind plants obviously require a specific speed of wind that does not occur in many parts of the world. In plains, etc., you can't expect that. You can only have that at the top of the hill, open plains, water areas, etc., because you want the wind to be strong enough to be able to move that particular windmill. Lack of diurnal reversal of winds, because the states are not coastal, you do not have winds flowing in both the directions. In coastal areas, you have wind flowing in both directions, from sea to the land and land to the sea, depending on the time of the day. There has been limited exploration in offshore, as I told you. Offshore capacity still needs to be increased. And in the past few years, the government has been focusing much more on solar energy. There are a lot of solar energy schemes that you listen about from the side of the government. The reason being that obviously the catchment area for solar is much more than wind. Wind is very restricted to certain places, but solar again can be installed in much more places. That is why the government has been focusing more on solar. Now in the past year or so, their focus has shifted on green hydrogen. So while wind energy has a lot of potential in India, but the government's focus has not really been on wind energy for now at least. This is how we can conclude it about how and what are some of the steps that should be taken. Steps to harness offshore winds, increase in the hub height, deploying of larger turbines, etc. can tap the true potential of wind energy in India. And you can extend this even further. It can help us making important strides or taking important strides towards achieving our net zero target of 2070. So something like this can be the conclusion of this particular answer. Time for your homework. Try and write an answer to this question. Analyze the significance of incorporating climate change mitigation strategies into political platforms in India. Means when political parties come and ask for your votes, release their manifestos, they don't really talk about climate change. They should, and you have to analyze the significance of doing that. If you want, you can send an answer to me as well. I'll be happy to give you a feedback right here on this email ID. Again, the mains answer writing, the mastering mains answer writing course will start soon. If you want to know any details, you please don't hesitate to contact. Do hit the subscribe button, do hit the like button as well. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Jai Hind.